Hey guys, I got a new microphone position. Can you hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. Rachel, what's going on, Rachel? Oh, there's some comments. Slight hollow sound. All right, I do have some sound blankets. Let me adjust that. Hold your comment. All right, hopefully it's a little better. Daniel from Houston. Where in Houston, Daniel? I used to live there. People are from all over. That's awesome. Well, guys, a lot of times, guys and gals, a lot of times I have an agenda or something I want to talk about, but these are just kind of a say hey. I haven't done a Sunday morning one before, so thought I'd. Oh, you're near Katy, one of my good buddies from Katy. But yeah, anything on your mind? Any questions you guys want to talk about? I have a couple ideas we can talk about. But yeah, figure you answer some questions and just see where this takes us. I'm gonna unpin my comments so people stop saying where they're from, so we can actually get to the questions. Miriam says, "Look at how the awesomeness of the worldwide viewers." Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting how many countries are represented on these things. Andrew asked about staining cheap wood to look expensive. I wish I had an answer to that, but that's kind of one of my lessons I talk to people about is don't try to make wood look like what it's not. So there's not really a good answer for that. I will say dyeing wood black can be really cool, even cheap wood. Happy Hanukkah. Is it Hanukkah? My wife's Jewish, so I feel like I should know that. Happy Hanukkah. Cowdy Red asked what my channel's purpose is. I don't know. Educate some people, kind of, I don't know, entertaining content. Maybe people can learn a little bit. Ron asks, oh, thanks, Chris. Ron asks if I think the live edge thing is being overdone. And yeah, let's talk about trends for a little bit. I think that's a cool topic. We'll not just talk about live edge, we'll talk about other trends. So hang on to your questions right now because we're gonna pick a topic. Ron asked if I think the live edge thing is being overdone, and I thought the live edge thing would kind of die out several years ago. I like live edge; I've always liked it. So no, I don't think it's being overdone, but I do think that it's lasted longer than I thought. What do you guys think? You think live edge is cliche now, or do you think that it's cool? Sorry, I gotta refresh the comments here. I get a lot of which countries do I live? I'm in the U.S., by the way. Asado says it's cliche. Kurt says he likes it. Loves live edge. Only getting stronger, Andrew. And by the way, you guys aren't going to offend me. These are real questions. It helps me kind of tailor what I do. Live edge is still cool. It's alive. Yeah, we'll talk. Neversink mentioned the epoxy's arguably overdone. Let's get to that next because I think that's a good topic. Yeah, we got the million sub button up there. I'm a full YouTuber now. The gold thing. Live edge is cool, but it's also a cash cow. Yeah, get into that. Do you guys think like a partial live edge, like say some straight edges with just little kisses of live edge, is any different, cooler, better? Doing kind of a hybrid straight edge and live edge? Mark says he doesn't personally like Live Edge, but the customers still like it. Yeah, and it's kind of a driving force behind a lot of this. So we got some people like the hybrid Live Edge. Some people say better. Some people say way better. Like the hybrid the most. Yeah, people like this. And that's kind of what I've been doing. I hope I'm not trying to bait you guys to get you to agree with me, because I really do want the honest feedback. But yeah, I like a kind of a hybrid Live Edge. I think it's kind of neat. An Alaskan in Finland. That's cool. Hey, man. Am I ever going to get a shop apprentice? Maybe. All right, let's do the epoxy thing. And again, you guys aren't gonna hurt my feelings. Do we think so let's see. I guess let me ask you this. This is a little different than the is epoxy overdone. Let me ask you, do you guys think that some form of epoxy tables, maybe not the the bright blue swirly ones, but some form of epoxy tables will be around forever? Is it like, yes, everything's gonna be a trend and everything's cyclical, but do you think epoxy is here to stay, or do you think that it'll completely go away? So that's the question. Is epoxy here to stay in some form, or is it just going to be another trend that goes away? Bongi says minimalist epoxy is nice. River tables can die, in his opinion. Here to stay, here to stay. Epoxy's here for the long haul. Matt asked if you can put a threaded inserts in epoxy. Yeah, you can put threaded inserts in epoxy. I just use a little bit larger hole. Here to stay. Is there epoxy alternatives? I've seen guys do like concrete. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say probably, but epoxy is the easiest and probably the most durable, longest lasting. My epoxy will go on, Coyote says. Alex asked how the app is coming, and yeah, let's talk about that in a few minutes. Remind me if I don't bring that up again, Alex. But yeah, we'll talk about that. Oh, thanks, Bounty Hound. Yes, where you should start woodworking. Man, there's a quote that said like, "Don't be afraid to suck at something new, or be brave enough not to, or to suck at something new," something like that. I think that's it. Just be bad for a while, figure it out. All right. So some people think epoxy is going to be around in some form. Others are ready for it to die, which I get. Yeah, let's talk about they just mentioned the app, which is not necessarily an app yet, but I'm working on this kind of makerspace database / community platform. And it's probably like a lot of you guys have issues with, getting motivated to get in the shop and do things, is I don't know how to do anything with the web, and I'm talking to people, and it's just at a standstill. I don't know where to go with it. I want to do it right. So there's that kind of paralysis by analysis. So yeah, I haven't gone any further with it. I am talking to people. I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't know the best direction. If I'm gonna spend a bunch of money and try to build out a good usable platform. I have some ideas, but no headway yet. Working on it. Hey, Jimmy from Denmark. Thank you. Appreciate that. Mark says he's being bad at this point. It means he's practicing the woodworking. Yeah, I was horrible. We all were. Herschel, that's another good question. You guys are helping me plug my stuff here. This is great. How much longer with the online table class? So if you guys don't know, since I used to host these in-person workshops to teach epoxy woodworking, epoxy tables, and we can't really do them with COVID, and it's been, I don't know, a year and a half since we've done a class anyway. So I'm doing an online one where I actually hired like a film crew to come out and do this, and we've shot. It took 3 days. I thought it was gonna take like 2 days. It took 3 full days of shooting. He's editing now. I just sent him a bunch of files this morning. I'm hoping like December 5th. So hopefully just like another week, and we'll have this workshop up. So yeah, that thing's coming along. I think it'll be cool. It's like going to be probably around 4 hours of like just information, and like we're building tables live. There's everything in this workshop, so I'm excited about it. I think it should be pretty cool. I hope you guys like it, because it's been a lot of work, but I'm excited to go on with it. But it's a good question. What other hold on. What is ZAR? What is that? What currency is that? The result between yourself and Johnny Sins. Oh, South Africa is what that is. Yeah, I get a comment about twice a week somebody calling me Johnny Sins. So careful if you Google that. Don't Google that from a work computer. But I got a question for you guys. What other workshops? So I'm doing this epoxy table workshop where it's going to be like a paid course. It's going to be like probably $99, and they don't all have to be that expensive. But what other paid courses would you guys be interested in? Would you guys like want like a live edge course? Speaking of live edge, table finishing, something that's like a deep dive, not like a quick YouTube video. What other courses would you guys want to see? I feel like that could be a good topic to talk about. I know some people do like shop setup, how to get the most out of your shop. I think table finishing could be a good one. Herbert says finishing. I'm trying to think of what other ones, even like a guitar bodies. I've never built a guitar, but yeah, if I can figure that out, I would love to. Somebody asked about refinishing oak. You can actually get like a chemical that'll strip the poly, but not the wood. I haven't done much of it, but that's probably what I would do. Course suggesting how to refinish existing furniture, sourcing materials. Yeah, I think like a wood buying guide. It wouldn't have to be like a expensive course, but I think like how to buy good wood and not get taken. Corner joinery. I'm not a joinery expert. I feel like I need to get better at that before I did that. Len says he would pay $100 for any tutorial. That's fair. You don't have to. There's lots of good stuff for free. Woodworking for dummies, new to the woodworking. Yeah, I think a more introductory course would be good. Have I sprayed lacquers to finish my tables? Excuse me. I usually take those out because I got a place near me that does a good job for actually really pretty inexpensive, and they have a spray booth and all that. Tool care. Yeah, I think that could be useful. The thing next to the play button, that is called a timber slick. It's basically like a huge chisel. They used them in boat making. Excuse me. Somebody asked where my little buddy is. My cat or my dog. No, they're locked out. They're upstairs with my wife. Come on, guys. You guys normally have good ideas. So what are some other good workshops that you'd want to spend like, an hour to 3 hours, more detailed than a YouTube video? And maybe there isn't one. Maybe you guys are YouTube people for a reason. We did this one when we first talked about the database thing and got some ideas for the community aspect. I was blown away by how many good ideas you guys had that I'd never thought of. I was frantically taking notes, which I probably should have some notes here today. But I do appreciate all the help and feedback because it's a lot of brain power in one little concentrated room. Workshop setup, gold-plated table. Starting your own business, yeah, that one's usually pretty intimidating to people. I think there could be something there. Michelle, can't see it. Prepping an epoxy pour. That's all going to be in this workshop that I'm releasing. Tool sharpening. Yeah, that's a good one. Shop jigs, yeah. Why does somebody keep posting? All right, I'm hiding whoever keeps spamming that thing. Yeah, sorry, I'm new to this. I'm just figuring out how to stop people from spamming the comments. Slab flattening, yep. Thank you, warehouse. Pricing, I actually took some phone calls with some reputable shops of different sizes on doing a pricing breakdown, and I never actually finished that video or blog, so I think that could be a good one. How to find clients, yeah, I think that's something too, and not just find them, but how to work with them, because I don't think a lot of people are great at working with clients and managing their expectations and learning how to say no to clients and things like that. Again, on the finishing, can I talk about the maintenance of the furniture finished with Rubio? I use this Osmo liquid wax cleaner. It's a good one. Sanding, yeah, that'd be good to go with the finishing one. We mentioned like a membership with like Hangouts and things like that. Yeah, I think that could be an option. I've looked at similar things like that. I need a group of wrenches to mod your chat and stop spamming so you don't have to spend time moderating your chat. I don't know what that means, but I bet you're right. You have a French polish a piece? No, but that's something I know a guy who's good at it. And I was thinking about learning. I think that could be a good one for the finishing workshop if we do that too. All right, I think we probably dove into that enough. What else? What are some other good topics that we could chat about? What's on your guys' mind? One of my favorite saw blades. It depends on the tool. Some CMT blades I've been using recently are pretty reasonably priced for the quality they are. Would I ever take an apprentice, hire an employee? Yeah, I'll get there eventually. And guys, you got to keep your comments short if you want me to read them. They're coming through quick, so like one sentence max. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. How do I calculate how much epoxy to prepare? I got a whole video on that. Why don't I use a faster curing epoxy for touch-ups? I do. Idiot with a rod says, tell my wife to stop saying it's dumb. I watch you because I don't woodwork. She's right here. Sorry, I'm like coughing here. No, this makes a lot of sense. You think there's a million people and a million woodworkers that actually like occasionally watch me, but no, I got tons of comments from people that they'll tell me that they like fall asleep to me, which is kind of weird, but I'll take it. How about some feedback on that Mafell? It's good. I think it's really good. It's got a lot of power. I'm still working on the like if it's good enough to do like a book match or a joint up. Sorry, if it's a good enough cut to get like a glue line joint right from it though. Zach asks, can you do a table using a variety of scrap wood so there are multiple colors within the table? Feel like that would get a lot of views. Maybe. I can't picture it right now. I don't think mixing color species or mixing wood species would look great together. But there's probably something there. More fire epoxy things. I have this really cool project, and I got to get around to doing it. I have a huge oak piece, and I can't move it around by myself. It's so freaking heavy. But I've been waiting to do a big fire piece with that I think is going to be pretty cool. Most rewarding part of my job, Alexa asks. I I don't know. I like the engagement. I like being able to talk to you guys. I like getting good feedback. I like when I have, really successful video because it's not entirely by accident. So you feel like you did something right. So yeah, I like getting the good feedback from you guys. I like it when it works out, when I can actually create something that you guys want to see. Are you good at wood turning? No, is the answer to that. Stefan says my hair looks great. Thank you. It's got a haircut about 5 days ago. About due. Rory, what's my next goal? I don't know. It's a tough one because the 1 million one was a big one, and 2 million doesn't seem to really mean much. So I don't know. I want to do more of these workshops. I'm excited about these. I think these could be a good. If I can kind of have some success doing these like in-depth deep dive workshops and then continue to put out the YouTube content at the same time, I think that's something I'm looking forward to. Kyle S, is SawStop worth it? Short answer, yeah. Yeah, it is. Awesome video. Would you recommend buying a bandsaw for a smaller shop? Yeah, if you can afford it and you got the room, yeah, I love it. Somebody says more fireplace mantles. Yeah, I like that video. I think that could be a cool one. I'm trying to work with Industrial Maker about doing a fire epoxy mantle out of some reclaimed beams from him, and he wants me to fly all the way out there to do it, and I need to do it in my shop. It's going to take a couple weeks, and anyway, go talk to Mike over at Industrial Maker and tell him that he needs to let me make him this mantle. How did you get started? I got a whole video on that, actually. This guy says, Oka has lots of dents. Other than sanding, is there a way to fix without obvious leftovers? I haven't done it personally, I don't think. But there's some videos out there where people will like kind of put a damp rag in an iron, and depending on the dent and how recent it is, it can actually pull that dent out of the wood. That said, it's hard to know without seeing it. Anderson, that's my last name, except I have one less S, and I got some relatives from like 150 years ago in Sweden, so we're basically brothers. Simple floating shelf, yeah, that'd be cool. Hey, Oliver. Hey, from Oregon. How do you know how your tables fare over time? This guy asks, and they're super expensive, and the clients would tell me if something wasn't right with them. I did have to refinish one table, one of my earlier ones. It wasn't a problem with the epoxy, but a problem with the finish cracked. So they'll tell me. Broski says, would you say you need proper experience, like woodworking experience, if you want to get into making tables and sell stuff? No. You'll need to kind of build your experience yourself, but no, you don't need to go to take like a school or something. You need to learn how to use things safely, so don't sue me if you cut your finger off. But no, I didn't go to school or anything like that. Biggest disaster making a table? I've told that story a bunch of times. I don't want to bore everybody, but my first table, complete disaster. Epoxy table anyway. Epoxy overheated and cracked, leaked everywhere also at the same time, which is hard to do both those. All right, I gotta set this timer so people don't keep commenting back to back to back. Add moderator, what's that mean? Oh crap, I just added the guy who's spamming me as a moderator. Oh God, how do I undo that? Remove moderator, there we go. Oh, this is fun. And people are like, why don't you get your wife to come on here with you so she can read the messages and you can just answer the questions? And I need to do that. The last time I flew a helicopter, I should try to find the day. My last day at work was like March of 2020. So probably right around then. Come over, ask how much do I earn? More than when I was a pilot. So they got that going. Ryan says, great videos. I'm still in the market for another planer. Oh, this is planner, but I think it means planer. We got that giveaway coming up too, guys. I don't know if you've entered that yet, but there's a link. I don't know, link somewhere. It's a huge giveaway though. I'm giving actually have furniture I'm giving away that I built. We have like $1,000 planer with a $1,000 slab of wood. It's worldwide. We're giving like $2,000 worth of epoxy away. So there's a bunch of stuff there. Where can you guys find a link for that? God, I'm embarrassed I don't have that off the top of my head. It just went live the other day. Where to get the floating mantle or floating bracket for the mantle? That was just off Etsy. Octa, appreciate the support from the younger crowd. I don't have many people under 18 that watch me, so I appreciate that. Any thoughts on pouring round surfaces? Yeah, I got a couple of videos on that. Head really shines. Keep up. Yeah, we got a nice little natural sunlight here, giving a nice gleam to the head. Hello from Singapore. Hello from Oregon. Hey there. Workshops. If you didn't tune in earlier, Craigson, I'm gonna have a virtual workshop out here, hopefully in a week or so. Happy Easter. It's not Easter, is it? I was born on Easter, if anybody wants to know. You got more young people tuning in. I appreciate that. It's cool. Best online slab seller. My local supplier. They have a really big presence online. They're Gobi Walnut. Why is everybody saying Happy Easter? What am I missing? Is this like an internet joke? Is there still a challenge in epoxy? I still screw things up. I feel like I generally know better, but yeah, I can still mess things up. You should put the database and local seller by state. Yeah, the full version will be like search by proximity, kind of like Yelp, where you just like it knows where you're at if you have the location enabled, and it can just search that way. So that way we can do it worldwide too. Making tables ever feel repetitive? Yeah, it does. I like to do some different ones. Greg says, I'm famous, just found your channel. Well, I'm not that famous then, am I? Ducks or beavers? Go Beavs. Come on. It was a bad game yesterday, though, Craig. Ever going to put LEDs in a table? I'll say never. Some maybe, but no desire to. Favorite cereal? It's like you were on my phone this morning. I was trying to find oatmeal crisp with almonds, and I can't find it at the stores anymore. And I was Googling this morning if it was discontinued or not. How often do you have epoxy and wood furniture orders? I turn down a bunch a week, so I'm taking less and less. I'm trying to make fewer projects that are better videos for you guys. So I turn down a lot of orders these days. Favorite wood to work with? I work with a lot of walnuts. It's just really pretty, but I don't know that I'd say it's my definitely favorite wood. Do I work on multiple projects at the same time or just one? Usually just 1 to 2 or 1 or 2 usually. Ever tried myrtle wood? Yeah, man, I got a table where I bought like these $3,900 slabs of myrtle wood that weren't even that big for a desk I did. It was wild looking myrtle wood. Hey in Germany, how's it going, man? Rubio, a good guitar finish. It would look good and it would wear well. I don't know that it's about the sound. I know that like guitar people seem to like this nitro finish or something, but yeah, I'm sure it'd be fine. Are you looking to for development help with the tool site? I got a guy that I've been working with. I'm kind of talking to some other people, but I think I got a guy. I think I got a guy. But I appreciate that, Nick. Yeah, man, it's cool to use the local woods. Do I prefer building tables or other furniture? I don't know. I like them both. Have I ever used ironwood or African burl types? No, I haven't. That'd be cool though. I'd like to. I'm talking to a guy about some bogwood. I don't know if have you guys seen bogwood? It's um, mostly overseas, but it sat in these swamps for like a couple thousand years and can turn like jet black. It's pretty cool. So I'm talking to him about doing a bogwood table. A seal from India. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right. What other topics can we talk about? Let's pan out a little bit and see what try to keep it interesting. What's on you guys' mind? I don't know, just give me some topic ideas. You're in China? I thought they didn't have YouTube in China, Craig. How do I enter the giveaway? I'll post a link after this on my community page on YouTube. Deforestation. It's kind of a broad topic. Most of my stuff is locally reclaimed or kind of salvaged wood, so it doesn't apply to the stuff I use. I used to fly helicopters. Collaboration videos. Are you planning on doing some of those? I'd like to. It's hard to make them really cool though, because if you look, most collaboration videos don't do super well. Oh, VPN, nice. Yeah, I will, but I don't have any on the horizon. Getting slabs for beginners. Let's keep going. Let's find out how to get what we can talk about. Whether just some questions you guys have that we can kind of focus on one topic for a little bit, so I'm not just reading a ticker for 20 minutes. Do people like bow ties? Yeah, I know that's gonna get people all spooled up. Also, I'll give you guys a tip. If I don't answer your question, don't type it the exact same way. It doesn't mean I'll answer it the second time, but a lot of times I don't understand it, or it's just kind of a hard question to answer. So don't if you want to keep spamming me with the same question, word it a different way. Talk about my favorite tool. What do we talk about with tools? Let me think about that. We got to be more specific on that. Any woods I would never use. The whole like Home Depot wood thing, that's kind of a tough one. Maybe for some outdoor furniture. Best troll of the week. I'd have to look. Yeah, I'm an Oregon native. Thanks, Mr. Head, on the 1 million. COVID did not hurt my business. I think it made more people buy furniture because they were stuck in their home looking at their ugly furniture. Favorite hand tool? I don't know. Really good set of chisels is nice. Somebody said, Tyler asked about setting up your Etsy page. Yeah, let's or first off, let me ask you guys, see if we have enough of you in here. Do we have other people in here that are woodworkers that are trying to sell their work? So we can maybe kind of talk about some questions and problems you guys have had or hurdles to get over with selling your work. So let me know in the comments if we have a number of woodworkers, even craftsmen out there trying to sell their stuff. Yes, trying to sell. Yes. Okay. So we got a number of people that are trying to sell their stuff. What are the problems you're having? What's the biggest hurdles you guys have had? Justin says the market is flooded with items. Justin, I would make a different item or make it better. or shows people that you make it better. And that's part of the problem, or one of the challenges, is just displaying that you make it better than everybody else. All right, let's hold your questions for a second. Somebody says that I get a lot of these flooded market questions. So yeah, I think that's a good sign to maybe switch tactics, find something else that maybe the market isn't so flooded. And if you scroll through Etsy, which I think Etsy is a great platform, if you scroll through Etsy, you'll see if your pictures and your profile and your item doesn't look significantly better than everything you see there, what's going to separate it and why would someone buy that? So you need to either be making something different or be taking better photos. If you're really good at SEO, you can work that back end so they can actually find you better, which I'm not. But yeah, you got to do something different. You can't just say, hey, I'm a good woodworker. I put my thing up there with kind of a dimly lit photo against a wrinkly sheet and expect people to buy it, because they won't. So yeah. All right. What else? What other questions we got? What unique platforms are available for lower ticket items? All I really know is Etsy. I'd stay away from Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist. I think you get bad clientele that just want to negotiate there. People don't like to pay for real furniture. IKEA has ruined the market, Hayden says. I think that's a cop-out, Hayden. I think there's a lot of people that pay for real furniture, and I think that's an excuse that people make, and I'm not trying to pick on you specifically, but I've heard that a lot. No, it's not true. They just, yeah. I think that's an excuse people make when they don't sell their things, and it means you're not doing something well enough. And it's a bummer, but there are still people that pay money for this stuff. Hayden said the same thing again about the IKEA ruining the market, if you really wanted me to know that, but no. Yeah, I disagree. Finding high-end clients, it's not as quick as a YouTube seminar here where you're just like, oh, here's where they hide out. You got to make good stuff. You got to have good customer service. You got to take really good photos. You need to present a really professional image. Websites, social media. It's like the best free advertising. Just do all the social media. I get people that tell me they'll say like, well, I don't really like social media, and I say, okay, so don't do it. But we do lots of things for money that we don't want to do. And social media is one of those things you have to do if you want to get the high-end clients. So if you don't like it and you don't want to do it, don't do it. But, I don't like, it'd be like a Nike saying they don't like spending money on commercials. Okay, so don't spend money on commercials, or they don't like making them, but it's part of the job. Black or white backdrop for pictures? I do both. I'm kind of drawn to the black, but I think the white's good too. Oh, thank Nick Glass. Appreciate that. Oh, I think that's a pound symbol too. Mark says he doesn't want to go to work. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a good idea. Hugh says he won't buy anything that's not real wood furniture, mostly why he dabbles with woodworking. Yeah, the people are out there. It's not as many as the IKEA people, but it's a real thing. People will buy it. Craig asked if I offered the workshops, and in about a week, I'm gonna have my virtual. Hopefully, maybe 2 weeks. Let's give me a buffer. I'll have the my epoxy table workshop up online. So just to kind of reiterate, we're talking about struggles people have trying to sell their items, and maybe some people, if you're not a woodworker or you're not someone who's trying to sell this stuff, but you might be open to purchasing these things, what do you look for when you're buying furniture? So people can read those comments and say like, what do you need to see from a craftsman to actually purchase their furniture? Or what would you look for? What do we got? What do your contracts with customers look like? I actually don't do contracts, and I probably should. I send them an invoice with like a detailed, like everything that's going to be on the table, and I tell them to look it over and make sure that that's correct, because that's what I reference. But I don't do contracts, which never been burned yet, but I probably should. Are there small local markets to sell furniture in? I think those are useful, but you're limiting yourself to such a small group of people because almost everybody I sell furniture to is national. And even before I had the YouTube page and all that, it was across the country at least. So I don't think you want to get too hung up just trying to keep it local. Yeah, great community. The watcher says, you need professionalism, you need great communication, and be punctual. Yeah, I mean, hit your deadlines. If you tell them you're going to call when you're going to, at a certain time, if you have an appointment with them, absolutely. John says we're late. Yeah, so if anybody just tuned in, we've been talking about a bunch of different topics. But right now we're talking about people that are trying to sell their products. What problems are you having? What hurdles are you trying to get over? And then people who maybe would be interested in buying products, what do you look for in a craftsman? Or what would you look for if you were going to say buy a $1,000 to $5,000 table from a craftsman? This guy looks for solid wood, hardwood, no pocket holes in furniture. Yeah, I'm not a big pocket hole fan, at least for that type of stuff. Do I have any projects that didn't sell laying around? Kind of. They're projects that I liked, and so I just kind of put them up for a high price and was fine just keeping them. How to price your work? Yeah, that's probably a whole one of these talks. So I think that'd be a little bit longer and probably a bit of a dry conversation. But that's a great question. Nicholas asks how can you buy a table from me? Yeah, you can go through my website, blacktailstudio.com. I'm not taking as many orders anymore, but I do take some, so we can talk about it through there. Most expensive piece I've ever sold. I have orders for 2 different tables from different clients for like 31 and 32,000. Those will be my most expensive. How do you invest in your materials? You'll need to elaborate on that. I'm not sure what you mean. I don't do it on a cost per square foot, but some people do. Have you considered doing a consignment for the makers out there? Meaning like you guys could sell your things on my website and I get a percentage of it? No, I don't think so. I think that'd be more than I could handle right now, but it's an interesting idea. Yeah, I sell internationally. I actually have 3 tables or 3 projects going to Italy here in a couple months. Ashish, hello, man. How you doing? Do you or did you ever advertise through stuff on Etsy or Craigslist, or do you always sell through your website? Yeah, I keep mentioning Etsy. It's great. I'd avoid Craigslist, but for a long time, if you would like Google epoxy table or something, you might find an image of one of my tables, and it was like never on my website. It was always through the Etsy link, which I thought was kind of crazy. But their SEO was better than my website apparently. So Kieran makes an interesting point here. Says, I have to admit that if someone was to include a video of the creation of a handmade product they supply, that would definitely make me interested. It makes me feel like you're part of the process. And that's, I think, been part of my success is not just having a bunch of YouTube subscribers, which I don't think people would actually pay for. I think that like I'm not like, Bob Ross famous where you're like, oh, it's a Bob Ross painting. I don't think people care enough to pay me thousands of dollars more just because it has my name on it, because nobody really knows my name. But people being able to see the process of it getting built, I think is part of being part of the journey. They can see how well it's built, all the attention to detail. So I think that's provides value to customers. How many of your recent clients found you on YouTube? I think most of them these days. I kind of defer to that. Maybe not all of them, but my recent clients, I think most of them reach out through YouTube. And it is it's definitely a huge advantage at this point because it's just a lot more eyes on my projects. I'm actually working on another idea I have where I have some projects I want to do that aren't for clients. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make as cool a table as I can because there's like a slab that I really wanted to use, and I'm just going to put it for auction, like on eBay. And if it sells, for a lot, great. And if it sells for a little, hopefully it makes a cool video. So if you guys are looking for a table from me, and I'm not taking orders, or maybe you just want to try to get a good deal on like an auction deal, I'm going to try to auction some tables off, which I think will be fun. Vitaly says his wife says it's not worth it for him to build because it took him so long. Yeah, my wife would say the same thing though. Ever had problems with people pirating my photos? Oh yeah, all the time. Cam, I'd like to be the featured troll. Anything in particular I should target? I won't mean it. I don't know. I do feel like people try to fake the troll thing, and I can usually sense those, and I ignore those. So you got to hate with the heart. You got to come up with something really good. You got to mean it. It's my best advice for you. Hey Ryan, what's going on, man? I know who you are, Ryan Hubbard's Handmade. Serious question: would you ever expand to the point where I or someone could make tables under your business name to sell to clients? I don't think I'm going to become like that, but we've talked about having you come and help out in the shop some, and I'm still open to that. I just haven't done it. It's hard to coordinate because I know you got another job and all that, so it's hard to coordinate when I need you with when you're available, or anybody. God, my eyes are so bad now. I'm trying not to like lean in too hard, and I have a huge monitor, so bear with me here. How did the change to full-time woodworking / YouTube go? Was there a leap from your earlier description creating? How scary was it? Yeah, it was really scary going into it, and it's one of those weird things where it just like it was partially due to COVID and everybody being at home, so there's a lot more views. So YouTube just went like straight up. Like I quit my job in March of 2020, which is like right when COVID was like really kicking off. So it wasn't good for a lot of things, but it was good for YouTube views. And then the YouTube views kind of fed more furniture, and everything went well from there. So no, I was pretty fortunate so far, and I'm sure I'll have some rough patches eventually, but so far it's been good. My mic is cracking a bit. Let me see. I actually turned it up. I turned my mic up because it's further away from me now, but let me know if that's any better. How is the you guys still hear me okay? Better. Okay, good. What do I think of Nick Offerman's videos woodwork? Actually, I know who he is, and I really like him as an actor, and I just haven't watched a lot of his woodworking stuff. So I don't know. I think he's hilarious. I really like some of the things he's in. You don't like my lighting? Gotta do one nice thing for you guys and turn the mic down. I get criticized on all my lighting. Next steps for growth and expansion. I don't know, man. Just keep trying to make good videos. I think that's the key, is just making good content. What table is my favorite build? A desk, dinner, entryway table. I like desks are fun to make because I don't hurt my back, and I can move them around easy, and you can be creative. You can find some really cool wood. So desks are cool. Still got cracking on the sound. Huh. Turn it down a little bit more. All right. That's all the way down. So if that doesn't work, I got other problems. Sean's a pro lighting guy. Says my lighting's fine. I agree, Sean. I think my lighting is excellent. Oh, people are saying the sound is fine, and so might be on your end, whoever was having the cracking sound. How much money do I make off YouTube? You know, I don't think I'm ready to disclose that because it's a tough question. Either you make too much and people don't want to support you, or you make too little and you don't know what you're talking about. So I'm not ready to disclose that, but maybe I will someday. Okay, we get a lot of crackling. Well, there's nothing I can do with it right now, guys. So I'll look into it, but no need to let me know if it's still crackling because it's not going to get fixed right now. Vitaly says it's not me, so I don't know. Well, back on topic. You guys didn't tune in to watch me talk about a crackling microphone. Would you ever consider moving away from client work to explore more personal creativity builds? Put up sale? Yeah, I think that is something I'm considering, and I do like the idea of being able to sell things because I still want to be a furniture shop and be able to discuss making furniture and selling it. So that's why I've talked about auctioning pieces off. Whereas this piece that I have coming up won't be for a month or two. I'll be in it probably $2,800, and so I think it'll be fun to put it up for sale. I might lose money on it because I'll do like free shipping, and so with all that, put it up for $100 and whatever it sells for. You guys might get to see me lose money, and maybe I'll make money. So I think it could be fun to do projects like that and just make something to kind of keep it fresh and do something creative, but also hopefully offset the cost of it. Oh, somebody asked, John, do I make more from YouTube or from woodworking? Now with everything on YouTube, like sponsors and everything, I would do more probably from YouTube than the woodworking, which is why I'm turning down a lot of orders and trying to make just better content. All right, let's we'll go this for another 7 minutes. That way we did 1 hour live. I think that's a good round number, just to get you guys a heads up that we'll be here just a couple more minutes. Shipping service for semi-large projects. Check out freightquote.com. It's actually a really cool website. They get really good like bulk rates for individual shipments. Asked if I will take an apprentice for free. It's actually illegal in Oregon to do free apprentices, so I can't do that. Have you ever checked out Samurai Carpenter? Yeah, he does cool stuff. Where do I continue to find inspiration? It's tough. I'm trying to find, always trying to find more, so I'm not sure. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. Yeah, apprentice for $1. I think that's the same. We have like a pretty high minimum wage in Oregon. So no, I mean, and also I don't agree with not paying someone. I think that if you're doing a job, you deserve to be paid for it. So I wouldn't take a free apprentice even if it was legal. So eventually I'll hire someone. Where do you go to find those sick table legs? Different places. You might mean Flowy Line Design. They make some pretty wild designs. Could I see myself getting back into a helicopter? I mean, I'll get into it. I'm probably not going to go do it for work again, though. Ever think about creating furniture other than tables? Yeah, I'd like to do more of that. Asked about using Australian timber species. We don't have a lot of Australian timber up here, but sure, you want to ship me some? I'd love to. Video on how to pack and ship some of my larger items. I've got 2 YouTube videos on that, so you can check those out. Number 1 tip for new woodworkers: depends on your motivation. Don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to be bad for a while. And if you want to sell stuff, I think start social media early. Just start it. Contact email for Blacktail Studio. I think I'm going to tell you guys that right here. Have you seen these animals that are spamming me? I'm not sharing that. Any thoughts on deforestation? Yes, I am anti-deforestation. No, I don't do any Japanese woodworking, Greg, but I'd like to. I actually just saw this guy I follow on Instagram. They talked about doing this 30-day intensive course. I was like, that'd be cool if I could go and learn from these like legit guys in 30 days. Curious how you can get a one-on-one with you. Video chat has had some business questions. I actually have that on my website. I do these consultations through my website. So if you poke around my website enough, you'll see the one-on-one thing. Man, this time goes quick doing this. A couple more minutes here, though. Is it okay to only flatten after the pour? Yeah, it is. What do I think about IKEA? It's fine. Pretty sure we have an IKEA outdoor table because I told my wife I wasn't going to be able to make her an outdoor table in time for last summer. So yeah, it's got its purpose. When are you making another fire epoxy? I don't know. Sometime. I do want to do that though. Next project. I've got this huge redwood slab that I'm doing something with, and then I also have this Mappa burl slab that I think I have a really cool idea for a desk. So those are probably the next projects on deck, but I haven't even really started either of them. Oh, thanks, Boyd. My Thanksgiving is fine. It's just kind of I don't really like to eat that much. And I don't really like Thanksgiving food, so it's always kind of anticlimactic for me. See you, Kirian. Appreciate you coming in. Hey, good morning in Russia. Can't say that name. All right, we're almost done, guys. So the last couple minutes of questions, and we'll call it a day. Other trades or crafts I admire. Knife making is so cool to me. I'd love to be able to do some of the blacksmithing and stuff that those guys can do, or even like custom chisels would be really cool. Craig, I don't fly any helicopters anymore, but I used to be a life flight pilot. Was my last job, which we flew EC-135s and koalas. Yeah, I got some slabs. These next two projects actually are from a place called GL Veneer. They got some wild stuff. You bet, Craig. Where do I recommend buying walnut slabs? Just depends on where you're at. There's some good places. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it. Have I ever milled my own slab? No. I used to want to do that. Now I never want to do it once I realized how much work it was. What's up, Cam? I'm doing a YouTube live. What's up with you, Arif? All right, guys. That's the live. I know today we didn't have really a particular topic in mind, but I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'll keep you guys posted on the next live, and I'll look into my audio. I had some complaints about cracking, or crackling. So we'll see if we can figure that out. Anyway, all right. Thanks, guys. We're going to go ahead and end it.